Hello, hello. Figured now is a good enough time to do my year-end wrap-up of 2014. I am doing this kind of off the top of my head, so hopefully this doesn't go too poorly. The things I plan on talking about here are the games that I didn't get to play this year that I want to and will probably end up playing this year. Any games that I'm excited for in 2015. The movies that I watched, the worst pop music songs of the year, and my favorite pop music songs of the year. So I guess I'll start this by doing the games I didn't play. There are a few that I've had passing interest in this year, that came out this year, that I never got around to playing. The Wolfenstein: The New Order. After seeing so much year-end praise for the game, and having some good initial reactions to it based on people that I watch online having good reactions to it, it made me seem kind of excited about this game. Um, though I never really got around to playing it. I've been waiting to see it go for cheap on PS4 for sale, but then again, I might just borrow it from a friend, so who knows. Also, Shadow of Mordor, or Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor. I've kind of had a passing interest in that, again, because it's had so much year-end positivity. I never really played any of the Arkham games. I hear they're amazing, but I bring that up because the game is sort of a blend of Assassin's Creed and the Arkham games, and though I never really got into Assassin's Creed games either, though that is kind of changing with this year as I began playing Assassin's Creed 4, and I am quite enjoying it. The last game that I could think of, actually, never mind, I remember another one, Dark Souls 2. I'll be playing that this year, probably, if it goes down cheap enough. The thing is, I hear it's coming to newer gen consoles, so I plan on picking it up for PS4 either this year or, I don't know, years from now. Finally, Shovel Knight. That game looks pretty great, and soundtrack's pretty great. It's coming to PS4, I think, or well, PlayStation devices later this year, so excited to pick that one up. Games of 2015 that I'm excited about. Ugh. Well, it's tough to say that I'm excited for any games of 2015, mostly because, let's be honest, this year has been pretty bad for the games industry. We've seen big AAA titles just come out as broken messes. Assassin's Creed Unity, Halo: The Master Chief Collection, Drive Club, and games that were hyped to be these great things just ended up falling flat on their face. Watch Dogs is pretty forgettable. Nobody's really talking about Watch Dogs at the end of the year. And Destiny. Now, I didn't play Watch Dogs, but I did play Destiny, and oof. I even enjoyed it more than my colleagues, and it's still not that great. It's got a lot of problems with it. The shooting mechanics are great, and it looks pretty good, but the map design is kind of bleh, especially when you're going through the same parts of the map over and over and over. The story, I didn't give a shit about this story. Maybe that's my fault, but God, everybody seemed so bored. It was repetitive. It didn't really it wasn't that rewarding. That was the thing. It was an MMO, but people play MMOs for the reward, for the excitement of leveling up and getting new things and finally unlocking new things. That didn't happen in this game. All the good things you had to grind out with this really weird currency system. Ugh. Sorry, enough about Destiny. Games of 2015. That's a conglomeration of 2014. That's why I can't get excited for games in 2015. It's further cemented my attitude that people shouldn't get excited for games because we can't trust publishers to release them in a playable state. But if there were a couple games that I'm excited to play in 2015 that came out in 2015, Persona 5 would be one of them. I played Persona 4, and I didn't beat it, but how much of it I did play, I did thoroughly enjoy. It was pretty different than any of the other games that I've played in that genre, though I haven't really been too much of a JRPG player. But it was just a really engrossing story, and though the combat did kind of get repetitive, that's kind of why I stopped playing it. Also, because I had to give it away. That's rather the reason I haven't gone back to it. Um, you know, it's something that would be different and shaken up that needs to happen. What else comes out in 2015? God, I have no idea. Battlefront? I mean, I'd be excited for Battlefront, but I have no reason to believe that they won't somehow mess this up. And when I say they, I don't necessarily mean DICE. It could be EA that are pulling some strings. I don't know. It's being excited for a games release isn't something I can do. At least not right now. So, the movies that I watched in 2014, this is just exclusively going to be the movies that I saw in theaters, because I have no idea which movies I saw for the first time out of theaters. I know I saw Inception for the first time. That was pretty great. I know I saw Boondock Saints for the first time. That was also pretty great. But everything else, I have no idea. The 6 movies I watched, I will talk about ranging from worst to best. The worst movie I saw this year is actually my least favorite movie of all time, because you can go farther past boring to be a bad movie. I previously thought the worst thing something could do in terms of badness would be boring. Yeah, I was wrong. The worst thing a movie can do, for me at least, is be offensive. And this movie had contempt for me as an audience member. This movie was just stupid, and it made me angry. That's why it's my least favorite movie of all time. The movie is Transformers 4. If you know me, you probably know that. Yeah, I saw this movie, pretty much talked throughout the entire movie in a theater. Now, it was kind of a smaller theater, but I didn't feel bad for it, because the movie didn't care for me as an audience member. It cared for me as a paying person. Luckily, I didn't pay for it. I got in with a buy one, get one free, because I was brought there by my friends, and I piggybacked off of them. Yay for that experience. The 5th movie that I saw this year, or rather, number 5 in the list of movies that I saw this year, also pretty bad. I saw Amazing Spider-Man 2. I didn't see Amazing Spider-Man 1, but I did see the original Spider-Man trilogy, Sam Raimi films. You know, I kind of enjoyed all of them. I don't remember much, I'll be honest, because I did see them whenever they came out, however many years ago that was. I have no idea. But the important thing is that they had a bit of charm to them. Tobey Maguire had charm as a Peter Parker, as a Spider-Man. That's not really the case with this movie. Andrew Garfield just kind of seems like a dick, and not one of the likable dicks, just kind of a dick that nobody likes, or at least that I really don't like. So, main character's not very good. The plot and the main villain I thought were pretty stupid. What's his face? Jamie Foxx as Electro. The way he turned into Electro was pretty stupid, and his backstory before turning into Electro, pretty stupid. He's a nerd. People laugh at nerds. Ugh. And I don't know, the whole plot of the movie was a train wreck. Just not good. Not good. The number 4 movie, this is actually where it turns into good movies. Number 4, I saw Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier. Be honest, don't really remember too much of this movie, but I remember being entertained and walking out of that movie and saying, you know what, that was a pretty good movie. So, I didn't see Captain America 1 though. Heard I'm not missing much. So, Captain America 2, I don't know, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Pretty good. Number 3 movie I saw, Guardians of the Galaxy. I kind of was excited to see this. The trailers were pretty entertaining before seeing it. And then I went and saw it, and it was pretty good. It met my expectations of being a kind of funny, family-friendly blockbuster. My only problems with it are it's kind of cheesy. I mean, spoiler for the ending, friendship prevails, and they win with the power of friendship, which is kind of silly. But I don't really know how else they could have done it. Probably because I'm not a screenwriter. But, 8 out of 10. Pretty good. My number 2 movie that I saw this year was John Wick. I had not heard of this movie, and there's a good chance you didn't hear of this movie. Sister came back, and she was like, we should go see John Wick. And so I went and saw John Wick, and it was a pretty good action movie. The action was on point, and Keanu Reeves, as its main protagonist, worked pretty well. He was kind of a badass. And he did his own stunts, or at least most of them, which is pretty cool. The environment that it was set in was pretty interesting, and the thing is, they didn't explain everything straightforward, so they left a lot to be interpreted and kind of evaluated. Well, maybe not evaluated, just kind of... They built intrigue in this scenario. It wasn't just straight up normal modern day setting. It was a little bit more than that, which was great. I really liked the aesthetic and the environmental direction. And you know what? Strangely enough, John Leguizamo is in that movie for a short bit, but not bad. Haven't seen him since The Pets. So, good step up, John Leguizamo. 9 out of 10. Pretty good movie. I'd like to see that again at some point. But the best movie I saw this year might actually be one of my favorite movies of all time. Actually, it is. I don't know whether it's like up there with Hot Fuzz or like slightly below, but it's pretty damn close. I've seen this movie like 3 times this year, and I still want to see it again because this movie is pretty much perfect for me. The movie is Grand Budapest Hotel. Everything in that movie is pretty much done perfectly. Every shot and every scene, it's done very quickly, very rapidly, or at least once the story actually gets going. And the stylistic choices are pretty enjoyable. I really like the aesthetic, and it's really a movie I can easily get sucked into. I love the characters. I love their interactions. I love the dialogue. I love just about everything about this movie. 10 out of 10. Best movie of 2014. Moving on to pop music. So, yeah. This year in pop music, pretty bad. I thought last year in pop music was pretty bad, but this year in pop music, even worse. The reason I say that is because a lot of the big hitting songs this year I have 2 problems with pop music, and they were bleeding through so much this year. I hate music that is slow, for the most part. Pop music that's slow does not interest me. I'm sorry, it's just kind of boring to me. The other thing is pop music that is lifeless. That was the biggest problem this year. A lot of the big hitting songs, especially from the people that came out of nowhere for the summer, a lot of those songs just seemed lifeless. I didn't feel anything from them. I didn't feel like the people who were putting the effort into them were putting any effort into them. I just felt like they were just churning out music for the sake of it. And you know what? It worked for them because they played on the radio a shit ton, which I hated. I only listen to pop music when I'm at home, and that was mostly in the summer, occasionally during breaks. So my list might reflect that, but God, some of these songs I just got sick and tired of. And the other thing is, some of the songs I get this kind of knee-jerk reaction to, where I hear a song, maybe for the first time, but I just get this reaction of like disgust, and I just instantly turn it off. Instantly switch the station. There are some songs on this list that I haven't listened through its entirety because why would I? I didn't really like it whenever it started, and every time it comes on, I get bothered. Okay, so my number 10 worst song, or rather least favorite song of 2014 is All About That Bass. I'm not really one for these throwback doo-woppy songs. I don't know, maybe I am, because I really like Treasure, but something about a lot of Meghan Trainor's work just doesn't really rub me the right way. It's weird. There's this weird superiority of All About That Bass that's like, makes them seem that larger women are better than smaller women. But then it's like, nah, I'm just playing tee-hee. But I don't really believe it because the entire song is kind of about how I'm greater, about how I should, you know, be okay with myself. And you know what? That's fine. Be okay with yourself. Just, you know, you gotta understand that being higher up on the largeness scale does have tangible health detriments. But whatever. Didn't really care for this song. Number 9, Maps. This by Maroon 5. This song might probably end up be higher, like, as this next year goes out. But this song is a Maroon 5 song that had the problem of a lot of recent Maroon 5 songs in that they're lifeless. Adam Levine is now a robot that churns out pop music. And for some reason, everybody's like, yeah, okay, this is a good song. No, it's not a good song. It's pretty bad. Adam Levine's vocals on this are not that great. And it's just got this weird beat to it. And the way he goes, you, throughout the chorus multiple times. I don't understand how, like, a lot of these got as... I understand how some of these got as popular as they did. But, come on, people. Come on. Like, acknowledge that this song has no soul in it. This song is a vessel of pop music that churns out money. And that's a problem. And we should acknowledge that that's a problem. Number 8 is Don't Tell 'Em by Jeremiah. Interesting that this song, or rather, this person came back in the pop scene. The guy who created Birthday Sex and Down on Me with 50 Cent. Both of those songs are pretty bad. Birthday Sex was kind of funny at first, but then just got kind of sad because you would get this feeling that he's genuinely serious that sex is an adequate birthday gift, which it's not. The song, I don't know. The song's not for me. The kind of droning backbeat of it with Jeremiah spouting whatever the hell he's spouting. I don't know. This is a song that I haven't listened to because I don't really like it. Obviously. I don't know. Don't got much to say about this one. Number 7, All of Me by John Legend. John Legend, not a bad singer, but again, slow songs kind of bore me. And this song was freaking everywhere over summer. And it was really bothersome that this song got as popular as it did because it kind of paved the way for these slower, in my opinion, more boring songs. Some you might see later on in this list. But the other problem I had with this song is that, for the most part, I don't like radio edit remixes. And this song had one that was played constantly. In addition to this, the regular song being played constantly. And I can't tell which one I disliked more, but the fact that both of them were there was a problem to me. I hated that. I hated this song. It was just kind of slow and droning and not very well written for a love song. All of Me Loves All of You. Not really, that's not good writing, I'm afraid to say. What the hell does that even mean? Who the hell is going to ever say the difference? Who's going to say, yeah, I guess part of me likes, all of you. Or maybe part of me, I just like your hair. It's not going to happen. Because it's pop music. Sorry, John Legend. Try again next year. Maybe with something more upbeat. Maybe with something with Andre 3000. Number 6, 2014, worst pop, least favorite pop, is Am I Wrong by Nico and Vinz. This is one of those songs that I just had this reaction to. Heard it on the radio, and I was just like, ooh, I'm not a fan of this one. Mainly because it feels lifeless. A lot of these people who had a hit song this summer that I've never heard of, they created songs that just seemed lifeless. I don't know, it didn't seem like they were really trying with their music. That's just me, though. This song just sounds kind of sterile to me. What am I supposed to feel? It's just kind of booping around, and then I don't know. Number 5, Stay With Me by Sam Smith. Should have expected this one. I was actually driving earlier today, and somebody was like, top 5 songs of the year, based alphabetically. And the first one they played was All of Me. Second one was Best Day of My Life. Third one was Pompeii. Fourth one was Stay With Me. I don't remember what the fifth one was. But the point you should get from this is that, like, all these boring, sterile, droning songs, just, they build this massive following. Sorry, Sam Smith. I'm not really a fan of your singing. Or at least not on this song, and not on your other song that you had with Disclosure. That song's not on the list, but it almost was. I don't know. Stay With Me, boring song. Don't want to hear it on my pop radio. Mainly because I like to hear radio that excites me, gets me pumping when I drive. This doesn't do that. This makes me want to sleep. Number 4, Best Day of My Life by American Authors. When I first heard the song, I kind of liked it because it reminded me of, I don't know, Imagine Dragons if they were Hot Shell Ray. And I don't even mind the Hot Shell Ray song, Tonight, mainly because I can make it into 3/4. But it's just kind of happy, upbeat, and, you know, you can kind of groove to it. You can kind of sing along to it, and it's fun. This song played so much this year. I got sick and tired of hearing this goddamn song. It's still playing. I heard it today when I was driving. I was driving for like 15 minutes, and I heard this song on the radio. Stop playing this song. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Number 3 is Shower by Becky G, I think. I don't remember her name. That's probably her name. It's really unfortunate because the song starts off, and at least if this is the song I'm thinking of, it kind of sounds like Rat-a-tat, which is pretty good. Rat-a-tat making backbeats for music tends to be pretty good. Look at Pursuit of Happiness by Kid Cudi. But then she starts singing, and this is the most brainless song of 2014. Really? Singing in the shower. It's just weird structure, but it's not a good song. Not a good thing to base your song off of. Maybe there's more to it, but I'm going to assume not. This song is kind of stupid. Number 2, Dark Horse. I don't know how this song got as popular as it did. Remember when Katy Perry was kind of fun and enjoyable? I heard California Girls on the radio today. I heard a lot of songs on the radio today. And it's fun and it's upbeat. This song is slow and it's droning and it has a terrible verse by, who even is it? Oh yeah, Juicy J. I can't get addicted. Or maybe his line about, she'll eat your heart out like Jeffrey Dahmer. Not great. And the whole plot of, Katy Perry being this dark horse, which doesn't even make any sense, but who is also this super evil witch that'll kill you if you like go against her or you do something. No, I don't believe it. Your last few songs were about a breakup and how you're awesome regardless. How about you stop making songs about being an individual? We get it. Or maybe we don't, because we don't believe it. I don't know, either way. There's another song that's almost exactly Dark Horse, but I don't have it on this list. Black Widow by Iggy Azalea and Rita Ora or something. That song is the same as Dark Horse, but I believe it more than this. I believe that Iggy Azalea is actually like a psychopath killer if you cheat on her, which is, it's still not necessarily a good thing, but at least I believe it, which is a hell of a lot more than this song. Also, this song was insanely popular at the beginning of the year, which I don't understand. Number 1 is Not a Bad Thing by Justin Timberlake. Like my colleague Ducky, I very much enjoy Mirrors, which he came out with last year. The more I hear it, the more I want to move it higher on my list. I think I had it at like 5 or so. Kind of feel like bumping that up. I really like that song. It's got a very nice backbeat, and it just sounds good. This song is like he's like, you know what, Mirrors is pretty good. I'll try Mirrors again. Except I'll not make it good. It's not. The thing is, The reason I have it as number 1, it's not necessarily because it's my least favorite song. It's because it's so much worse than Mirrors, and it's almost identical, which boggles my mind. I don't know how that happened, but bothers me. I don't like the song. It's not Mirrors, and it upsets me that it's not Mirrors. Mirrors was so good, but Justin Timberlake, I'm afraid a lot of your songs, since you came back to pop music, not been that great. This being one of them. Pop music was pretty bad this year, but it wasn't, like, all bad. There were some good songs to come out of pop music this year. Unfortunately, I'm kind of cheating. I mostly based my worst off of the Billboard Hot 100. But with my tops, couldn't really do that. Some of them weren't actually on the Hot 100. And some of them didn't even really chart that high when they were on it for, like, the weekly Hot 100. So, whatever. Some of these had to be mentioned and had to have a spot because I couldn't make a top 10 using songs exclusively from the year-end Hot 100. Because I would be criminally missing out on some songs. First thing I'm going to do is start off with an honorable mention. I Want to Get Better by the Bleachers. Not really a pop song, more of an alternative indie-ish song, but came out this year, deserves mention. Very fun, very enjoyable song. Quite like it. Bleachers is also the guitarist from Fun. Who knew? So my number 10 is a tie, yeah I know again, between Shake It Off and Blank Space. Both by Taylor Swift. Now, the difference between the two for me is one of them I don't really feel guilty for liking. Blank Space, there's no real guilt in liking that song, because there's no real guilt in liking that one, because it's kind of better written than Shake It Off, which is honestly kind of dumb. The bridge in Shake It Off might actually be the worst bridge of 2014. But it still gets a spot on this list because it was very catchy, and I didn't mind when it played 1,000 times on the radio because it was catchy and enjoyable. The weird thing is that these two kind of contradict each other. Like, Shake It Off, her bridge, she talks about a girl, comes in and says, "Oh my god." Blank Space, she says, "Oh my god," like twice. One time is when she sees a hot guy. It's like Taylor Swift, when writing both of these songs, she knew one of them was bullshit. I'm just hoping it's Shake It Off because, come on, one of them's about shaking off all the problems, what everybody says about you. And then the other one is like, you know what? Maybe what people say about me isn't actually all that insane. Maybe I could grow from these criticisms that people have. Maybe I can critique myself and, you know, maybe there's something to learn from that. Yeah, kind of obvious which one is the better of the two songs, but they're both pretty enjoyable. I like hearing them on the radio. 2 thumbs up, I guess. Number 9, Fancy by Iggy Azalea. Don't really understand this one. Everything in this song is pretty bad. Like, lyrics are kind of dumb. The chorus is kind of dumb. In the fast lane from LA to Tokyo, really? The beat is like 5 notes repeated throughout an entire song. And then in the chorus, there's that one part that goes... It's like, really? It's a really weird conglomeration of musical aspects, but somehow it works for me. I don't know. I can really groove to this song and enjoy myself. It's, yeah, I don't know. I got nothing to defend this one. I'm sorry. Number 8 is Animals. Not by Maroon 5. No. That song is less lifeless than Maps, but still not a very good Maroon 5 song. It's Animals by Martin Garrix. This is the techno, trance, you know. It's the song without lyrics, that's got like a chorus that's entirely tempo blocks. I can really get down to this kind of music because it's just kind of pumping and exciting. I don't know. I really like this song, even if I don't go to dances or clubs. Number 7 is Classic by MKTO. Almost forgot that. Yeah, this song was I don't even remember when I first heard the song, but I heard it on the radio and I was like, that's pretty good. I want to go home and figure out this song. So I figured it out. I listened to it. I was like, that's a pretty enjoyable song. It's got energy. It's got life. And it seems like the people are having fun with it. Unfortunately, it kind of died out fairly early on throughout the summer to be replaced by schlock I don't care for. But, you know, when it was on, I enjoyed it. When it's on now, still enjoy it. Pretty good song. Number 6, Pompeii by Bastille. It's kind of sad. This song came out very early 2014, even late 2013. I don't really remember. But problem with being a song in the beginning of the year, if you're successful, you get overplayed. If you're unsuccessful, you get forgotten about. This song was successful, very much so. And it was, in the beginning of the year, it was kind of a breath of fresh air. I don't know, it was starkly different from any of the other popular songs at the time. And I don't know, I really like the guy's vocals. I really like the AOs in the background. It's got like some power. It's got some energy to it. Very much enjoy it. Number 5, kind of cheating with this one. I heard this last year. I don't know if I heard this once on the radio this year, but it was in the year-end Hot 100 for 2014. Number 5 is White Walls by Macklemore. Kind of weird how this one was in the top 100, but the other 2, or the other 3 that he made last year that were big hits didn't. But I enjoy White Walls. I enjoy Macklemore. Not really much to say this. Schoolboy Q does a pretty good job on the guest rapper bridge. At first I was kind of iffy about the Hollis chorus, but you know what, it grew on me. And this song was pretty good. I still enjoy it. I wish I heard it more, as opposed to some of the other songs that came out this year. But that follows true for every song on this list. Number 4 is I'm Ready by AJR. You know, it's weird. I didn't expect to like this song at first. I was told it's a song that samples SpongeBob. I'm like, you're shitting me. They're just digging the bottom of the barrel. How come we don't have a song that samples the freaking the church bells when the hours ring? How come? But I listened to the song. It wasn't on the Hot 100 for the year end, but I heard it on the radio a good handful of times. Each time it was pleasant. It was energetic. You know, you might notice a little trend about all these. They got some high energy to them. They got soul to them. I don't know, maybe this one doesn't actually have soul. But it's like it kind of reminds you of Tonight by Hot Shell Ray, except less, like, shitty, I guess? I don't know. It's hard to say. I just really enjoyed this song. It's a song that has fun. Number 3, 3005 by Childish Gambino. This song also was not on the Hot 100. Didn't even make it that high on the 100 when it was on. Didn't even make it that high on the weekly Hot 100. But very much enjoy this song. The backbeat is pretty enjoyable. The blooping, quite like that. The chorus is pretty damn good. And the rapping, the verses, they're pretty on point. I don't know. The entire song is pretty great. I like the whole song. I should get that on my app. Number 2, Rather Be by Clean Bandit featuring Jess Glynn. First time I heard this song, I was listening to the backbeat and I was like, the music in the back, I was like, there's kind of a lot going on. That's kind of weird, but I really like it. Don't really care much for the vocals. Then that changed. Vocals are pretty great. Music's pretty great. Overall, the song's pretty great. It's energetic, and you know what? I still hear this on the radio sometimes, and that's A-okay in my book. Number 1, best song of the year. Should have seen this one coming. Turn Down for What by DJ Snake featuring Lil Jon. First time I heard this song, it was a friend who's showing me a video of it, and I'm like, okay, well that's just like the greatest music video ever. But it was still fairly early on. The song wasn't really that big, but once I started hearing it on the radio, I was pretty excited. And you know what? This is a song. Turn down for what? If I hear it on the radio, never once will I switch away from it. Even if I heard it even if I've heard it 3 times within like a 20-minute drive, which I have. I don't know. It's just got so much energy. It's powerful. It's exciting. I love it. I gotta figure out better synonyms to say, but what else can I say? Lil Jon, you know, he says his sentence or sentences. It builds the power. Builds the power. You know what? I don't know. I enjoy the song very much so. So yeah, that's it for 2014. Probably forgot to say some things, and I'll be kicking myself later, but whatever. 2014, not a good year, I'm willing to say, for music, for games, maybe for movies. I didn't see much of them. Me personally, not even a great year. But the more I think back about it, the more I think to myself, that year went by pretty quickly. And so now, let's see what 2015 has to offer.